Greetings, everyone. Happy Monday, everyone. How are you guys? How's everybody doing? I wanted to come in and just talk about. I wanted to talk about the just the healing journey that I'm on and how profound it is, and how like from where I stand in my experience now in my healing journey, from where I stand in this moment, right? Because I feel like my feeling is that the healing journey is a continual process, and it changes seasons. But where I am in it now, I'm starting to learn things about myself that I would have never known had I not started doing the work to heal. And this is blowing my mind, because now I can see how distracted I was by trying to make money, trying to figure out how to survive, the traumas going on in my own life, in my own body, in my own system, compared to like what was going on in my friends' lives. Like, I can now see, I have this other perspective that I just didn't have. And I see how far away I was from myself. I see so clearly how lost I was. It's like, and it's profound, because my life has changed so much, but my physical environment hasn't changed at all. But the work that I have done inside of myself is so spectacular that my whole world is new. And I see so clearly how I was distracted by religion and this idea that there is a Jesus Christ that I need to believe in, that I need to, this idea that I need to be married, to be happy, the idea that because I was black, that meant that I had to suffer, and that meant that I was going to have to really live with discrimination and all of those sort of things. The things that I can see now is that the conditioning, what we're taught, creates the reality. So the real solution, now that I'm where I am, is to not learn any of this shit, y'all. The real solution. People always say, if you don't know history, then it'll repeat itself. That's not the truth. History repeats itself because I think it's a little bit of both, right? You need to know it like it was in the past, but if you don't really understand what the reality is, you're gonna repeat history, because the cycles just come around. And if you don't understand where you are, like we are in, like this experience in America, this motherfucker is a trickster land. This is all mirrors and smoke, and like nothing here is real. Nothing is real. Nothing is true, and nothing is real. So the things that we were taught as children that seemed like your life depended on it, you know what I mean? Like, you got to grow up and make money, and you got to do all that stuff. All those are narratives that are associated to this reality, but this reality is an illusion. But the way I embodied it, the way I took it on, it sort of impacted my confidence, how I felt about myself. Like, I should have this at this age, I should do this by this time, if everyone else likes this, right? All of that stuff is poison. And the real work is really loving yourself. We are not here to conform, and it is conformity. It is conformity that really begins the process of death. And as I have gotten to know myself, so first I had to understand how reality worked. I was like, I got to really understand how this thing works. So everything here is really based on one thing: your motherfucking thoughts. That's it. Your thoughts. But it's not that simple. That's the final word, but your feelings inform your thoughts. So your feelings, like all of this The way your system works, that how it's creating your reality, is mind-blowing. This is a brilliant, like we really are in a game that needs to be played like the Avatar, the first one, where you really have to think your way into something. You have to feel your way into something, so it's not like we've been taught that everything is really external. If you want this, you work hard, and this much money means you're successful. And when you have this many children and you have this kind of job, none of that has anything to do with it. And we see the evidence of that. People are miserable. They're following those rules. They've worked, they've saved their money, and still they end up, losing things. And, because we're not working in alignment with our true nature. We've been cut off. Literally, we are cut off from our bodies, our systems. And because of that, we don't have a real sense of what our power is and how this reality works. And as I've been doing the work to heal, I just have had to I've had to remove every layer. Okay, where'd I get this from? Oh, I got this from, the fact that I never, I might have a belief system, where my confidence really was thwarted. And I was like, what is this about? And it was about just not believing like I'm enough because I'm a black girl, or because lighter skin is prettier than darker skin, because we like long hair, all of those things, and how those social conditions really do impact. They impacted me, right? And because my mother looked a certain way, and all of that creates trauma in the system. Because if we're not taught to honor who we really are, our uniqueness, and that's value, many of us begin to go to war with ourselves. And so when I went to war with myself, it cut off my intuition. It cut off my psychic abilities. It cut off my ability to create a reality. It cut off my ability to hear. Because I was at war with myself. So all of my natural gifts and ways of being started to shut down, because we live in a culture that doesn't value it. And so I didn't value it. And so I was at war with it, right? And as I do the work to heal the trauma with my mother, heal the trauma with my father, do the work to forgive myself, to forgive them, and really get back in my body, the gifts are starting to just come back online. The gifts are starting to, just show up. I can think of somebody and they show up. I can, envision something in my mind and it happens immediately. I can send telepathic messages. I can feel things. But all of that stuff is a result of me decolonizing and questioning myself and being in my system so that I could really be who I am. We're meant to function in certain ways. Like dogs are meant to bark. They are meant to walk on all fours. They are meant to, giraffes are meant to eat from the top of the tree. You know what I'm saying? We are made in the image and likeness of creation. We are meant to function in certain ways. And we're not functioning those ways now. We're not. But it's time to come back to it. And the work is to clear out your mind, because this is a mental reality. So everything you think is really sending out a signal. Every thought you're having is sending out a signal. And what I discovered was that it's impossible to clean it up, because it's so deeply congested and dark and heavy. It's not easy to clean up. You have to create practices that you're doing on a daily basis so that you can get yourself in alignment. It's not a one and nothing. It's a changing of your lifestyle. It really is. And I've had to change my eating habits. I've had to change, the way I think. I've had to change how I negotiate my emotions and feelings. I've had to really do the work to get inside of my body and out of my head. I've had to really do a lot of work around my womb and my sexual nature and how I was taught to be with sexuality. I had to change and heal my relationship and belief that God is outside of me, that there's some deity actually external that's outside of me. Like, these belief systems clog up our way of being, and it is a profound thing like I said, I'm starting to experience like the beginning of what it feels like to be healed, or like really in a profound experience of healing. And it's night and day. It's night and day. It is night and day. And I'm in awe. I'm stunned. And I'm grateful, and I'm excited, and I'm happy, and I'm expectant, and and I'm like, wow, like it really is, like I haven't moved my physical location, but I have entirely changed my world from the inside out. I am completely a new person on the inside. And I'm just in awe of the difference that makes. The difference that everything is energy. It's all energy. So basically, I have just rewired my own energetic system. And as I have done that, my external reality is starting to shift as well, because as above, so below. And it's just such a profound experience, you all. That's all I really want to say. So I'm sharing this to really encourage you, to let you know that that there is a tremendous shift happening. It's whatever's going on in your life right now, it's a part of the shift that's happening. And what I'm experiencing, that my devotion that I have had to the work, like I've been doing the work to heal myself since I was in my 20s. When I was 8 years old, I prayed and said, this, whatever's going on in my family, stops with me. When I was 8, I prayed that prayer. And I have been around the sun, many, many times. And I'm on the other side of something. Yes. And so I encourage you to stay with it, to find community. Like, what I'm so clear about is that I could not have done the healing and the work that I've done if I wasn't in community with other women. That has been so significant, because we need to be able to have these conversations with one another. We need to be able to say, oh my God, I did this and this happened and I saw that and I, this is going on with me and we need to be in safe spaces to have these conversations about how to heal as women. And then we take those conversations out into our families, into our communities, so we can share them with everyone else, because we can't do this alone. We cannot do it alone. That's the misnomer. We need one another to do this. And I could not have done this if I didn't have another community of women. And I have. And I'm so blessed. Thank God, Goddess, for the community of women that I get to sit with and talk with and cry with and be afraid with and tremble with and laugh with and have joy with. And sometimes we sharing men, we like, okay, you want them, I'll have them. Like we are grown ass women. We really are. And I'm so grateful that I have been able to be in spaces with women who are willing to be seen, women who are willing to be seen, who are willing to explore, who are willing to cut the cords from the old paradigm and the old way of being, to discover what else is possible. Because if women don't change, nobody can. If women don't change, nobody can. So it's just a powerful time, you all. I love y'all so very much. Have a really, really beautiful day. Celebrate yourself, you know, do the work, do the work. It's time to do the work now. We have a new moon cycle that starts today. So if you guys want to register for the 13 moons, we're going to be working on the Cancer new moon and Aquarius full moon. So this energy is the energy of coming home to your blueprint. Your blueprint. What is your blueprint? Who you were before you took on this cultural agreement. You came here for something. You are on purpose for some reason. And this is the moon cycle where we get to seed that energy, impregnate ourselves with it, do the rituals, you know, link in with our ancestors and call in our power. This is the one. This is the one. So if you guys want to join, you can. It's $111. You can join in my link tree in my profile. Would love to have you. Share the video. Peace and blessings, you all. Have a really beautiful day. Bye-bye.